Okay. So again, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jennifer Estabilio. So I graduated from MLQU. So just a brief background, no, mga bar takers natin. Just to give you a brief background, since baka kasi isipin nyo, sino ba tong attorney na ito na nagbibigay ng free coaching? Ayan. So just to give you a quick background, so I am Jennifer Estabilio. I graduated from MLQU. And I was one of the top notchers in the 2022 November bar examination. So that was under the chairmanship of Justice Kagiwa. So why am I doing this free bar coaching? Actually, um, during my time when I was reviewing for the bar exam, I received help. Andito ngayon tumulong sa akin, yung coach ko rin, si attorney Aaron Minguito. So, he coached me. Okay, so during that coaching, I realized na kahit pala ano yung inaral ko during law school, iba pala kapag may coach ka, may mentor ka, to lecture you or discuss how to present your answers. No? Kasi kahit na alam nyo yung pagsagot, alam nyo yung sasabihin nyo, pero yung structure, minsan yun din yung kulang eh. And then, what else? Yung mga other tips like basic English grammar rules, ayan, pwedeng magkamali kayo. So, yun yung purpose ng mentorship or coaching. So, I do this, okay, to help you. Okay, so random, sino man sa inyong gustong sumali. So, I do this to help. And then, it is my way of paying forward. Kasi I was also blessed na tinulungan din ako no, ni Attorney Aaron during my time. And then, also natulungan din ako ng ibang colleagues, no? So, maraming ano yan eh. Kumbaga, kung kayo maging abogado na rin, maganda rin na I encourage you to help also other bar takers. Okay? So let's start. Okay, so how to effectively answer bar questions. Okay, so but before that, I will discuss first this. So what are the scope of my discussion? So first is I will discuss about the bar preparation. Okay, so kailan bang bar exam nyo? September. So ngayon ay June. So June, July, August, September. Almost 2 months na lang yung preparation, no? Okay, so I assume that you all have your way of reviewing your style. So stick sa inyong style na ha. Stick na kayo dyan. Okay, so what else? Bar materials, bar techniques, bar proper. Okay, so these are the four topics no that I will be discussing. Okay, so first bar preparation. Okay, so we have here yung question, paano ba ako magre-review? So for sure, tanong nyo lahat yan nung umpisa pa lang kayong nagre-review. Okay, so we have here the as-is schedule based on the syllabus and the mirroring schedule. So what is this? So tignan nyo kung alin dito ang sinusunod nyo, no? So for the as-is schedule, ang ASIS schedule is just to follow what is written in the bar syllabus. So, for instance, the first bar subject is the political law and public international law. So, during the start of your review, yan yung una nyo inaral. Okay? And then, susunod na re-reviewin nyo commercial law, civil law, labor law, and so on. In accordance dun sa days or yung days sa bar syllabus nyo, kung ano yung mauna, ano yung susunod. Okay? So, yan yung ASIS schedule. Next is mirroring schedule. Itong mirroring schedule, ito yung ginawa ko during my time. Okay, so ano ba itong mirroring schedule na to? So yung pinakadulo na subject sa bar exam, yun yung pinakauna ko na review. Okay? So ang pinakadulo is yung remedial law, legal and judicial ethics with practical exercises. So these subjects were the one that I reviewed first. Okay? So ibabalik na rin niya siya, no? And then next yung criminal law, labor law, civil law, commercial law, taxation law, and then lastly yung political law and public international law. So this schedule for me is effective. Okay? Why? Kasi kung political law and public international law, yung last nyo na review which is the first subject in your bar exam, so medyo fresh pa sa inyong memory, right? So medyo hindi kayo kakabahan kasi kakaaral nyo lang eh. So that will gauge you, okay, for the rest of the subjects. However, kung ang ginamit nyo naman na is yung as is schedule, okay lang din yun. Alright? Okay. So, stick na lang kayo sa schedule nyo. Okay? Kasi you have what? 2 months left before the bar exam. Okay? Next is bar materials. Ayan, baka hanggang ngayon nangangapa pa rin kayo. Ano ba yung gagamitin nyo na bar materials? Okay. So, ang advice ko sa inyo is do not hoard reading materials. Okay? You should stick to the materials you've used during fourth year review. Why? Kasi pare-parehas lang naman yan. Okay? So kung meron na kayong book na nagustuhan nyo during yung fourth year review, stick na kayo dyan. Ano na lang kailangan nyo? Updates? Okay? Yung mga cases? Or review mga bar questions? Or any updates lang? Okay? But the materials that you have used before, okay na yan. Alright? So do not hoard. Okay? Kasi ma-overwhelm lang kayo eh. Okay. So limit to 1 to 2 materials. Okay? And then, ito, importante, what are the materials that you may use? First, of course, your caudals. Okay? Caudals and then your reviewers. Next is pass a 10 years bar Q&A. Ito, mga bar takers, very important. Okay? Read, no? Kung may time pa kayo, kung pwede nyo pang isingit sa inyong schedule, read yung previous bar questions and answers. Okay? So that you will be familiarized on how the Supreme Court, no? How the Supreme Court frame questions, no? So this is very important. Okay? So meron naman dyan na bibili ng mga bar questions na arranged na in accordance to the topics. And then lastly is the recent jurisprudence. Of course, meron dyan cut off sa inyong bar syllabus. So try to read no the jurisprudence no up until doon sa cut off. Okay, so yan yung importance din bar takers ng kung meron kayong review centers dahil kumbaga kino-consolidate na ng mga review centers nyo yung mga important jurisprudence. Alright? So, do not take those for granted ha, basahin na yun. Okay. And then also, most importantly, bar chairs cases. So, meron yan. Meron ding lalabas na yung inyong bar chair, no? Yung kanyang pen na decision, meron ding lalabas dyan. So, kung mapapansin nyo sa inyong review centers, meron yan yung mga bar chairs cases. Sinasummarize na rin nila, kinoconsolidate na rin nila. Okay, so read those. What else? Last minute tips and pre-week. Ayan. So, pero sa inyo ngayon, baka pre-days na lang. No? Wala nang pre-week. O, kung meron man, okay, basahin nyo rin. I-scan nyo. Okay? So, helpful din yan. Okay? Yung LMT and pre-week. Okay, so these are the materials that I've used during my review. Pero ito, pwede hindi nyo naman sundin. So, gusto ko lang sa inyo i-share. Okay, for the political law and public international law, I use the book by Rolando Suarez. And then for commercial law reviewer, I use the book of Dean Divina. And then for taxation law, yan, Kountian, and then Ingles. And then civil law by Horado and Rabuya. Labor law yun siyan, kaso baka check nyo, hindi na updated yung sa labor law, no? Pero maganda kasi yan before no? Very comprehensive by Chan. And then criminal law, Campanilla, by Campanilla, Dabu, and then Prosec Garcia Notes, yan, maganda rin yan, no? Prosec Garcia Notes. And then remedial law, Reguera, Ibis Reguera. And then judicial ethics by attorney Eric Anciano or Federico Anciano. Okay, so ngayon is bago na yung CIPRA. Okay. And then, yan, LMT and pre-week. I've used these San Beda na LMT and pre-week. Okay. Again, kung ano yung materials na nasa inyo, mag-stick na lang kayo dyan, ha? Okay. So, important also, time management. Okay. So, you should have a reading goal per day. So, ito yung tip ko lang. Okay. So, count the number of days. Okay. Vis-a-vis the pages of reading materials and bar Q&A. So, ang gagawin niyo dyan, for instance, ang book nyo is 300 pages, let's say. And then, you aim to finish that book for 5 days. So, di-divide nyo siya, no? 300 pages divide by 5. Ano ba yung per day na reading goal nyo? So, mas hindi siya nakaka-overwhelm kasi mas limited, kumbaga, small pages lang siya, hindi yung kabuuan. Alright? However, it is still important to note, okay, that quality, no, is better than quantity. Kahit na ang dami nyo nang binabasa, ilang pages na yan, pero kung hindi nyo maintindihan, hindi rin siya helpful. Okay? So, tignan nyo kung ano ba yung reading style nyo, no? Kung saan kayo mas focus or mas matatapos yung reading materials. So, and just to share also, so I was able to finish the coverage of bar syllabus kasi ganito yung ginawa ko. No? So, nag-start ako 6 months in preparation for the bar exam. So, first pa lang ng first month of the review, ganyan ang ginawa ko kasi. Dinivide ko na siya. Ano ba yung reading goal ko per day? Para alam ko kung may backlogs pa ba ako. Okay, so mas ano siya eh, maka-quantify mo eh. Alright? But still, again, dapat yung quality, dapat na intindihan nyo pa rin. Okay? Yun yung pa rin pinaka-importante. So, beyond the numbers, focus on understanding and comprehension. Okay. And then second tip is to listen to recorded lectures. Ayan, so ngayon, very helpful na kasi recorded na online na yung mga lectures. Pwede namang hindi kayo umattend ng live lecture, okay? So I encourage you to just listen the pre-recorded or the recorded lectures and then 1.5 speed kung kaya naman eh, para mas ma-maximize yung time. Okay, so you may listen to those recorded lectures either for reinforcement lang kung ano yung nabasa nyo, just to refresh your memory or remember, or for your review or for comprehension para mas maintindihan nyo paano ba ini-explain yung particular topic. Okay? And then, very important, ito natutunan ko to kay Coach Aaron Menguito. Sleep for at least 6 to 8 hours a day. Dapat hindi pa rin deprive ang sleep nyo ha. So, importante pa rin yan kasi baka mamaya during the bar exam makatulog kayo. Alright? So, or magkasakit kayo. So, still very important to take care of your health. Okay? So, dito na tayo sa bar techniques. Okay. So, how to effectively answer bar questions? So we have here ALAC or CLR format. So marami tayong naririnig na format or direct approach. Pero for me, pare-pares lang yan eh. No, yung ALAC or CLR. Why? First kasi in answering bar questions, of course, you need to answer directly. No? Okay. So direct answer to the question. So yun yung letter A, no, for the ALAC. So direct answer to the question. Second is legal basis. Okay. State your legal basis. It might be a civil code, codal provision or a jurisprudence. Okay. And then third is application. So application of the legal provision to the facts or problem given. And then lastly, your conclusion. So what is your conclusion? You will just restate, no, your direct answer kung ano yung nasa first sentence nyo. Okay. So we have here some examples, no? I will share to you some examples later on. So first, for the answer, you should answer either yes or no. So alam kung alam na alam nyo na ito. Huwag kayong sasagot ng it depends. Okay? And then, what? Echo the question and then provide the conclusion. So I will give examples regarding this, right? Next is your legal basis. So these are the mga words that you may use. You may use under the law. Okay? So kung hindi kayo sure anong subject yun, what particular subject, okay? Pwede namang sabihin niya under the civil law or criminal or taxation. Okay? Pero kung na mental block na kayo, nakalimutan nyo anong subject na ba yan? O under the law na lang. Very safe. Okay. So what else? If you think that your legal basis comes from a jurisprudence or Supreme Court decision, so ito yung lalagay nyo. In a similar case decided by the Supreme Court or jurisprudence provides that, or pwede rin, the Supreme Court held that. Okay? So, tip is no need to cite specific articles or GR number. So, ganito lang, no? Ganyan lang ilagay nyo. And then next for the application, ito yung mga connecting words, yung here or in this case, or in the case at hand, or the instant case. Okay? So, ako nung nagtitake ako ng bar, ang ginamit ko lang lagi here. Okay, hindi ko na inulit yan, puro ako here, dun sa application. O, wala namang problema dun, importante yung sagot nyo. No? Pero for the structure, para hindi na kayo mag-isip ano ba ilalagay nyo just to introduce your application, pwede naman yan here or in this case. Okay? And then concluding statement, repeat the direct answer but use the connecting words as follows. So you may use hence, no? Therefore or thus. Okay? So here is an example. So this is a bar question, no? So my first tip is to read the question first. Okay. So bakit? What is the purpose of reading the question? Kasi para malaman nyo na or may-gauge na kayo, ano ba yung hinihingi lang ng problem? Kasi minsan, yung bar question, minsan mahaba, okay? Yung iba naman unnecessary na yung details. So if you will read the question first, meron na kayong idea, ano ba yung gustong tumbukin ng bar examiner? Doon nyo na mo focus no, while reading the bar problem. Okay, for example, ito. Okay, so read first the question. Okay, so yung nasa green, no, na font color, can the building owner ask for the cancellation of the contract for violation of the provision against assignment? Oh, so nabasa nyo na yan. Ano yung keyword nyo dyan? So ito mga bar takers, no, sa issue spotting, makakatulong to, no? Pag binasa nyo muna yung question, okay? So pwede nyo siyang ma-spot agad yung issue. So can the building owner ask for the cancellation of the contract for violation of the provision against assignment? So tinatanong dyan assignment. So isipin nyo na agad, ano nga ba yung law or provision about sa assignment, no? Kapag ikaw ay nagli-lease. Okay? So let's read the question. So in January 2, 2020, BBB Corporation leased the entire 10 floors of the ZZZ Towers complex for a period of 10 years at a monthly rental of 5 million. So there is a provision in the contract that the monthly rental should be paid within the first 5 days of the month. For the month of March, May, June, October, and December 2020, the rentals were not paid on time, with some rentals being delayed up to 10 days. The delay was due to the heavy paperwork involved in processing the checks. BBB Corporation also subleased 5 of the 10 floors to wholly owned subsidiaries. The lease contract expressly prohibits the assignment of the lease contract or any portion thereof. The rental value of the building has increased by 50% since its lease to YYY Corporation. So, if you observe, no, maraming details or facts na hindi naman siya necessary doon sa tanong. Ang tinatanong lang naman dyan, can the building owner ask for the cancellation of the contract for violation of the provision against assignment? Ang tanong, may violate ba siya na provision about sa assignment? So, here is the suggested answer. Okay. So, So this is the way you answer, no? So first is direct answer. So state no. Okay? No, and then echo the question. Ano ba yung question? Yung nasa green, no? So no, the building owner cannot ask for the cancellation of the contract for violation of the provision against assignment. O, kung mapapansin nyo, no, inulit ko lang yung tanong. So yung sinasabi ko kanina, echo the question after your direct answer. Okay? And then here, ito na agad yung conclusion nyo. Okay, because the owner did not assign the building but merely sublet it. So dyan pa lang, class, no, mga bar takers, dyan pa lang sa first sentence nyo na yan, or first paragraph na yan, alam na agad ng bar examiner, tama na ito. Alam ko na yung tinutumbok ng examinee. Okay, so dyan pa lang nakuha nyo na no? Andyan agad yung conclusion, andyan na yung direct answer nyo. Ngayon, ang next na kailangan nyo is your legal basis. Okay. So under the civil law, the lessee may sublet the thing leased in whole or in part when the contract of lease does not contain any express prohibition. Okay. Here, when BBB Corporation subleased 5 of the 10 floors to wholly owned subsidiaries, it is not violating any provision in the lease contract. There is no express prohibition in the contract as to the sublease. What the owner prohibited was assignment of lease. Therefore, yan yung conclusion, no? Therefore, the building owner cannot ask for the cancellation of the contract. Okay, so dyan na, kung mapapansin nyo, no? Doon sa application, doon sa here or the third paragraph, kailangan nyo i-apply kung ano yung facts or yung given doon sa problem. Pangalanan nyo. Kung may pangalan yan, BBB Corporation, ilagay nyo. That's how you apply the law. Okay? So what else? So we have another example. Bar question number 2. Okay, so read the question first. Is there a valid contract? Is there a valid contract between Eman and Eric? Okay. So, valid contract. Iisipin nyo ngayon. Ano ba yung requisites of a valid contract? Okay. So, tatakbo na yan sa isip nyo while reading the question. Okay. So, let's read the question. On May 29, 2024, Eman sold 0.05 grams of methamphetamine hydrochloride or shabu to Eric for 3,000. At the time of transaction, Eman did not yet have in possession the subject of sale but promised to deliver it on May 15, 2024. Eric agreed and paid the full amount of purchase price. On agreed date, Eman delivered it to Eric. So the question again, is there a valid contract between Eman and Eric? So, paano nyo to sasagutin? So in ALAC or CLR format, so first, your direct answer. Okay, no. And then you echo the question. There is no valid contract between Eman and Eric because shabu is illicit. No? Yan yung subject of sale eh. Ano ba yung requisites of a valid contract? 'Di ba? Dapat valid ang what? Ang subject of sale. So ano yung legal basis nyo? Under the civil law, the things must be licit and the contracting parties may establish stipulations, clauses, terms and conditions as they may deem convenient, provided they are not contrary to law, morals, good customs, public order, or public policy. Okay. Again, for the articles, no need to write the articles, ha? I just indicated it there for review purposes. Okay. So for the application, here, the subject of sale is 0.05 grams of methamphetamine hydrochloride or shabu, which is illicit or illegal. Okay. Eman and Eric cannot enter into a contract of sale of shabu because it is contrary to law, morals, and public policy. Hence, there is no valid contract between Eman and Eric. Again, observe nyo, for the application, use the words or use the facts in the problem. Okay, so gamitin nyo, lagay nyo dyan yung subject of sale, yung shabu, yung details, Eman and Eric, okay, pangalanan nyo. Okay, so that's how you apply the legal basis to the problem. Okay, so last example is this. Okay, again, read the question first. Is the donation of Ellie to Emily effective? O, donation. Ano ba ulit yung requisites ng effective donation? Okay, so let's read the problem. On April 12, 2021, Ellie executed a deed of donation inter vivos of a parcel of land to Emily, who had earlier constructed thereon a building in which researches on the dreaded disease AIDS were being conducted. O, di ba kung mapapansin nyo, doon pa lang sa first sentence, may mga sinabi na siyang information na unnecessary na yan eh, kung para saan, yung building, no? Yan, for AIDS, yan. Actually, unnecessary na yan. Ano lang ba dyan? Yung about donation lang. Okay. So, next sentence. The deed acknowledged before a notary public was handed over by Ellie to Emily who received it. A few days after, Ellie flew to Davao City. Unfortunately, the airplane he was riding crashed on landing, killing him. 2 days after the unfortunate accident, Emily, upon advice of a lawyer, executed a deed acknowledged before in notary public accepting the donation. No? Inaccept yung donation nung namatay na, no? Si Ellie, yung donor. Okay. So what is the answer here? Okay, again, your direct answer, no? The donation of Ellie to Emily is not effective. Again, you echo the question. And then you write your conclusion because Ellie is already dead when Emily accepted it. Okay. So what is your legal basis under the civil law? A separate acceptance of the donee of an immovable must be done in a public document during the lifetime of the donor. So that is your legal basis. Okay. In this case, Emily, the donee, executed the deed of acceptance before a notary public after Ellie, the donor, had already died. Okay. Emily was not able to execute the acceptance during the lifetime of Ellie. Hence, the donation of Ellie to Emily is not effective. Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo, no, madali short lang, no? Hindi kailangan mahaba ang inyong discussion. No, hindi kailangan mahaba ang sagot nyo. Kung mapinpoint nyo agad kung ano yung issue, no? So, this is how you present. Okay? Okay, next. So what are the other tips? Okay, kiss, no? Keep it short and simple. Okay, avoid lengthy discussion, no? Huwag kayong paikot-ikot kasi alam ng bar examiner yan kung binobola nyo na lang sila. Okay, so keep it short and simple. Avoid lengthy and irrelevant discussion. Okay? Make your answer direct and concise. And then preferably avoid citing the case title and specific rule, Republic Act, or article number of the law. Wag na, kasi bakit? Magkakamali pa kayo eh. No? Baka mag-rumble-rumble na sa isip niyo yung mga numbers, no? Or yung case title, baka nag-cite kayo ng case title, hindi pala siya squarely, no? Nag-a-apply doon sa bar problem at hand. Okay. Okay. What else? Do not answer what is not asked. Ano yan? Kung ang tinatanong lang naman is general rule, wag yun na sabihin yung exception. Kung hindi naman siya tinatanong, di ba? Okay, so be responsive, no? Responsive lang kayo. So only provide the exception if the question calls for it. Kasi baka mamaya, general rule lang naman pala yung applicable doon. Maraming exceptions. Ininnumerate nyo pa lahat ng exceptions. Hindi naman siya applicable. No? Just apply the general rule. So, yun lang isasagot nyo. Okay? If the question asks for an enumeration, then provide first an introductory sentence or phrase, then enumerate the items. Okay. So, yan, during my time, may enumeration eh. Parang requisites, tinatanong ano yung requisites, ganyan, sa title title ng property. So, gawa mo na kayo para magandang presentation nyo. The requisites of ganyan-ganyan, the requisites of these are as follows, colon, number one. Ganun siya para magandang presentation nyo. Hindi yung lagay na kayo ng lagay. Okay, very important na maganda o din ng pagkakapresent. Okay? And then, next is, in case there are two questions or issues in one bar question, answer them separately both in ALAC or CLR format. Okay, so may mga ganyang scenario, no? Two questions siya, pero nasa isang bar problem. Okay. So kung two questions siya, wag niyo siyang paghaluin sa isang sagot nyo kasi nakakalito eh. Paghiwalay niyo siya in both na ALAC or CLR format. So makahiwalay siyang ganyan. Okay? So ayan, natutunan ko rin yan kay Attorney Aaron. So siya rin nagsabi sa akin na if, yan, kung merong two questions, answer it separately. Okay, very important para mas structure, no? How to answer. Okay, so we have here, ayan, example, no? Ayan, so two issues in one question. For example, is there an employer-employee relationship? And then yung sumunod na tanong, is Maria illegally dismissed? Okay. So kung hindi nyo siya sasagutin in two paragraph or separately, paghahaluin nyo agad yan. Meron ba yung employer-employee relationship? Illegally dismissed ba si Maria? So, makakalito, no? Kung sa isang paragraph nyo lang siya gagawin. So, paghiwalayin nyo, okay? So, first paragraph nyo, yung ALAC or CLR for the employer-employee relationship. And then second, next paragraph nyo, yung ALAC or CLR format for illegal dismissal. Okay? Para mas structured. Right? Okay? Ayan, so ito na mga bar preparations, no, before the bar exam. At always take note of the bar site schedule kung anong oras yung entry nyo. Okay, huwag kayong malilate. Agahan yung pagpunta sa inyong bar site. Yan, merong 30 minutes waiting time. Dapat nasa loob na kayong lahat niyan. Okay, so yung 30 minutes waiting time, yan na yung time na inaantay niyo yung questions or i-download yung mga tanong. No? So, yan na yung time na magpipray kayo or magre-relax lang kayo. Pero huwag kayo matutulog. Kasi yung iba nakakatulog dyan sa 30 minutes na yan eh. Okay? Ayan. So, keep yourself awake. Kasi pag nakatulog kayo, baka medyo mawala na yung adrenaline rush nyo eh. No? Okay? So, what else? Leave your gadgets, ha? Kasi baka makalimutan nyo na madala nyo yung gadgets nyo during the bar exam. Pwede kayong ma-disqualify. No? Meron namang pwedeng mapag-iwanan ng gadgets, no? Yung magpo-provide naman ng Supreme Court siyan. Pero as much as possible, leave your gadgets at home, no? Kung kaya naman. Okay? And then yung Apple Watch ha, baka I think pinagbabawal din yan. Okay? Okay, so i-check nyo lahat ng rules. Basahin nyo ha yung mga notice no ng Supreme Court, no, ng bar chairperson nyo. Kasi kung may ma-miss out kayo, yan, pwede kasing kayong ma-disqualify agad eh. So, sayang naman. Okay. So, make sure your laptop is working in good condition. Okay. Check how many questions. Itong check how many questions, yan, na interrupt ako dito sa may sumulat sa screen. Anyway, ayan, check how many questions para ito ma-allocate niyo yung time niyo properly. Okay, so kung merong 15 questions or 20 questions, kung ilang oras lang kayong magti-take ng exam, 4 hours or 3 hours, so i-allocate nyo. Okay, so as much as possible, answer all the questions. Do not leave anything blank. Kahit hindi nyo alam, sagutan nyo. Why? Meron pa rin points yan. Baka pwede kayong bigyan ng 1 point. No? Mas maganda ng 1 point kaysa walang point. Alright? So, do not leave anything blank. Okay? Then, allot time per question. Okay, so sabihin niya 15 minutes for this question, 10 minutes. So, i-check nyo, no? Kayo nang bahala dyan paano siya i-allot, no? Pero yung advice ko, pwedeng 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Pero if you think that the question is really difficult, it is hard for you to think of an answer, pwede nyo naman siyang balikan. Mag-move muna kayo sa next question. Okay lang din yun. Pwede nyo balikan yung mga tanong. Okay? Yan. If the question is difficult, you can skip that and go back to it later on. And then okay, answers come naturally. Lahat ng magte-take ng bar, pwedeng sabihin na hindi pa ready. That is very normal. That is natural na wala talagang ready mag-take ng bar. No, siguro mangilan-ngilan lang yung magsabi na oo, ready ako. Pero generally, no, I guess ang sasagutin hindi pa talaga ready, no? Pero I assure you, no, answers will come naturally. Lahat ng natutunan nyo from your first year, iisip nyo yan. Papasok yan sa isip nyo. Okay? Just trust yourself. Believe in yourself, no? And then, allot time to proofread your answers. Kung meron pang 15 minutes left or 30 minutes left in your time, huwag kayong magmadaling mag-send ng sagot or mag-submit ng sagot. If you still have time left, proofread your answers, especially your grammar, spelling, punctuation marks. Importante yan, ha? Okay, especially yung grammar. Okay. So, path to the dark side. Ano daw? Bad grammar, no? Bad grammar is the path to the dark side. Okay, so use proper grammar. Okay. So, I have here some English writing tips. So, mabilis lang din to. Okay. Kasi may nabasa ako eh, kung sino man nag-comment dun sa X or dun sa Twitter, no? Formerly Twitter, may nakakita ko dun, sabi, magbigay ka rin attorney ng tips, English tips, yung mga grammar tips. So ito kasi, no, mga bar takers, dinidiscuss ko to almost half ng semester kasi nagtuturo din ako ng legal research and writing. So, I discussed this almost yan, half of a semester, pero ito, just a brief lang or overview lang, no? About the legal writing tips. Okay, so first is the capitalization. So, however small a matter, correct capitalization affects the reader's overall impression of the work. Okay, so capitalization is also important in writing to show readers the importance of specific words and to indicate change in meanings. Okay, so example, when referring to a specific act or law, ayan, so capital nyo yung title ng batas. Okay, so Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. So important din yan ha, baka mamaya naka-small letters lang kayong lahat dahil nagmamadali kayo. So i-proofread nyo if you still have time. Okay. When referring to a code, again, so capital nyo siya, Revised Penal Code, for example. And then, do not capitalize when referring to codes generically. So, example, the inspector cited the landlord for numerous code violations. So, ito general lang yung cite niya eh. So, small lang yung, hindi naka-capital letter yung word na code. Okay. Next is proper punctuation. Proper punctuation marks in legal language are crucial because they can significantly alter the meaning of a legal document or statute. So, kung sasagot kayo ng bar exam, tingnan nyo tama ba yung pagkakalagay nyo ng comma, ng period. So, importante din yan, no? Baka maiba kasi yung meaning ng sagot nyo. Okay. So legal documents are often complex and precise, so even a small mistake in punctuation can lead to misunderstandings, disputes, or unintended consequences. Okay. So what if I told you punctuation is your friend? Okay. The use of commas can change the meaning of a sentence entirely. So for instance, when you are answering a criminal law question, ayan, yung first sentence, the defendant, comma, who was not present at the scene, comma, is innocent. And then yung second, walang comma. The defendant who was not present at the scene is innocent. Magkaibang meaning yan. Okay? So important ang punctuation marks or ang comma. Why? In the first version, the defendant's absence is an additional fact that does not affect the conclusion. Meaning, dun sa first sentence, alisin mo man yung phrase na who was not present at the scene, no? Inosente pa rin daw yung defendant. So hindi siya qualifying, no? Hindi siya naka-qualify dun sa sentence. Pwede niyo siyang alisin yan pag nakakama. Okay, in the second version, it implies that only those who were absent from the scene are innocent. So, na-qualify na. Ang inosente lang daw, yung wala doon sa scene. Yun lang inosente, which could alter the meaning dramatically. So, see, that's the importance of putting proper punctuation marks. So, depende na kung ano yung gusto nyo bang isagot dyan. Okay? But again, ang tip ko sa inyo, habang sumasagot kayo ng bar exam, sige, sulat lang kayo ng sulat. Pero sana may time kayo mag-proofread. Okay? Kasi dati may napansin ako, 1 hour pa, 30 minutes pa, nag-submit na agad ng answer. Sayang naman, baka pwede nyo pang balikan yung sagot nyo just to check some of these minor corrections. Yan, use your time wisely. Okay? Okay, so example to. Let's eat, grandpa. Oh. Isa naman, let's eat, comma, grandpa. O, di ba? Correct punctuation can save a person's life. Yung first, kasi kakainin niyo raw si grandpa eh. Yung second, tinatawag niyo si grandpa to eat. Okay, so, yan ang pwedeng consequence pag mali ang placing of punctuation marks. Alright? Okay. So every after the bar exam, another tip, do not check social media nor ask answers from your friends or classmates. Why? Of course, mga bar takers, protect your peace. No, protect your mind, no? Protect your mind at all costs, sabi nga. Why? Kasi pa nag-check kayo ng social media, andyan yung mga sagot ng mga friends nyo, sagot ng mga classmates nyo. So, na pwedeng hindi pare sa sagot nyo, so mararattle na kayo, no? Instead of focusing to next bar subject, may isip niyo yung sinagot niyo, bakit hindi parehas, bakit hindi kami parehas. So avoid, no? Kasi once na you've answered the questions, yun na yun eh. Leave it up to God, leave it up to the bar examiners, and then move on. Move to the next subject. Okay? Yan, protect your mental peace, and then move on to the next bar exam. And of course, always give your best effort, no? Para matapos na, kasi yan ang pinakamahirap ang mag-review. Ayaw nyo nang balikan yan. Yan ang grabing hirap, no? Struggle yan. No? Give your best effort. Okay. Again, so believe in yourself and always pray. So for one-on-one coaching session, kung gusto niyo ng one-on-one coaching, if you want me to check your answers or how you present your answers, you may reach me, no, via Telegram. Okay, so this is my Telegram. Okay, so I'll stop share. Okay, so I think si Attorney Aaron, baka you have some insights before we open the floor for discussion or for Q&A.
Pa-reclaim ulit ng host ha.
Okay.